Good afternoon นะครับ everyone. All right. On the last class นะครับ we talk about a bit about the managing system projects นะครับ especially for the word project นะครับ that I asked you for like many ideas when we talk about the projects นะครับ because in this module we have to heavily rely on the things that is about the project นะครับ that is project management because in this module we have to learn about like how to plan, to estimate, to schedule, to monitor, to report นะครับ the project นะครับ so actually all of them we call them as like project management นะครับ so that's why on the last class we talk about the project นะครับ we talk about the word project and then I just like gave you some examples that which one is called as or can be defined as a project or which one is not. You can see that when we talk about a project on the last class, I told you that, okay, if I say that, okay, my pencil is blunt and then I want to sharpen my pencil, then I go and get the pencil sharpener and then just do it and bring back all of my pencils back to the pencil case. In this example, we don't define this one as a project นะครับ okay, another example I told you was that if I would like to buy what to say the IoT set of IoT kits because I would like to prepare the smart watering system นะครับ for my pot plants this weekends and I try to finish it within this weekend นะครับ then I say that okay I have to think about like what kind of IoT circuits and the housing case and also like some the kind of sensors that that I have to buy something like that and then I order it through the online store something like that. This one can be defined as a project นะครับ what else I say that okay we have to do the homework นะครับ for example if I assign you some homework for example some case studies and I would like you to discuss with your team นะครับ to come out with the um, what to say to come out with a Word document file to just like discuss about that project. This one we don't define it as a project. You can see that when we talk about the project, it must be able to define the scope. It must be able to define the resources that we have to use นะครับ so if you have a look in this slide นะครับ you can see that when you talk about project นะครับ a successful project must be completed on time within budget and deliver a good quality product that satisfy users and meet requirements. There are some keywords that are hidden in this one to help us define the term project. Time, budget, นะครับ product. These are three main things that you have to know. When we talk about the time, it means that the project, when we call anything as a project, you need to have a limited time นะครับ apart from that one you have limited budget as well. So that means if we say that okay you would like to let your girlfriend นะครับ to go for shopping and you say that okay you can buy whatever you want. This is not a project ครับ but if you say that okay I give you a piece of gift or a present because it will be your birthday tomorrow, then you can go to buy. Just tell me what you want to buy and let's go to buy together. That one, you can see that we may define as it as a project because you have time limited. For example, we say that, okay, tomorrow, นะครับ only. The budget, you say that, okay, one piece นะครับ only นะครับ that your girlfriend can buy it. You may say that okay I have the budget for you, let's say 5,000 baht, something like that. So that means this one you limit the budget to. And then product means that okay the outcome that we get from the project is that you need to have the product. In case that you just like go to go with your girlfriend to buy the gift for her birthday, that is the product that she received is like the goods that she decide to buy it นะครับ so that's why we can define it as a project so most of our computer science tasks นะครับ are the project anyway we mostly work as a project basis for example you can see that for the term project you have like term project for almost every subject นะครับ if those subjects are computer science subjects นะครับ you can see that okay when we talk about like programming we have the term project we talk about data structure we have term project even this subject that is interaction design we also have the term project too นะครับ it's not just like doing the case study only but you have to like think about your project นะครับ and then develop finally you develop like the plan also the documents and as well as like the input output design for your project นะครับ for your information system that is a project and when we have to do the information system development that is a project too sometimes when you ask that what about like what to say help desk task that you have to just like solve the problem for users can we define it as a project normally no ครับ because help desk they just like work on daily basis นะครับ they have the routine work to help solving the problems นะครับ that is the time is continuing นะครับ for like quite long time even though the current system is finished already that when the new system comes help desk people we have to just like be responsible for the newly system implementation for answering and solving the problem for users so the help desk task is not a project but if you say that what about the setting up of help desk team is that a project yes because you need to have the time ครับ for example your boss may say that okay we would like to have the help desk team next month because until now we don't have any help desk team at all in our company so the new system will be launched นะครับ in the next 3 months after this then we need to have the help desk team in order to solve the problem for the users so setting up the help desk team can be called as a project as well because you have the time you have the scope you have the budget in order to prepare it นะครับ so when we go to our co-op ed นะครับ or internship normally works that you will be assigned is the project base as well because the supervisor will have to tell you that okay what do you want what do they want you to do for example they may say that okay I want you to develop a system for check-in for our customers when they enter our store something like that and then you have to develop a web-based application นะครับ so that or like the applications that can generate the QR code so that when the customer just come in they can just like scan the QR code to check in that one can be just like called as a project as well because it has a definite time to finish because when you finish นะครับ because when you finish นะครับ I mean when the project is finished you must have some deliverable anyway so in that case you have the application to generate the QR code yeah and your customers can use it finally but sometimes let's imagine when we talk about just help desk only นะครับ not setting up help desk นะครับ help desk operations when you stop นะครับ working on help desk there's nothing more ครับ so that's why we I mean like on the last suppose you say that we are closing down the help desk at the end of this year so you can see that in here นะครับ when the help desk is closed even though you have the time limitation but the nature of the help desk is not the project base so it doesn't have any deliverable นะครับ for being the output of the project anyway because it is the problem solving for case for each issues that the users just ask them to help นะครับ even though we just like said that we closed down the help desk at the end of the year นะครับ it cannot be called as a project anyway so whenever we have to set up a project, the things that you have to do apart from these things that are written as a keyword here, you need to define the scope of the project too. Also, apart from scope, you need to have objective of the project too. Why do you need to set up that project? What is the deliverable of that project? Something like that. And the project cover what? That is the scope. So whenever you have the project, you need to have project management. Because I mean, like, if you don't have any project management, the project that you can do can be done in the can be done in the wrong direction, might not be able to finish at the specific period of time. So you can see that, okay, one good example that I can show you is that in our subject, in our course, the term project I assigned to you, I break them into 3 pieces of task. If you remember, we had assignment 1, 2, and 3. Why don't I write everything in one thread on Canvas and say that, hey, everyone just do this? Because if I do like that, and I say that, okay, we have in total 2 months to complete these things, okay? If I don't break them into pieces of task, some of you may think that, okay, we spent just like the last week to do and everything should be okay. Sometimes it's not okay for some team. The reason is because if you say that you have 3 people in your team, unfortunately on the last week, one of your member is sick. He or she cannot do it. So what will happen? Just 2 of you will do this work. So, but if I just like separate this project into 3 tasks, what will happen? Suppose I assign the first task to be done within 2 weeks, and unfortunately one of your teammates is sick for a week. At least 2 of you can work together for 1 week, and when he or she is not sick, he or she can work with you for the other week. Then at least you can complete task number 1. And after that, for task number 2 is everyone is okay. Yeah. But for task number 3, if one person, I mean, like, for example, one person just withdraw from the subject, you have just 2 people only. So that means at least task 1 and task 2, your team finish it already. But for task 3, just 2 of you do it. That is okay too, because in the reality, when we get any project to be developed, when the time goes by, some of your team members might resign from the work, and you have another person coming in instead. So that one, it means that, okay, the task that you start doing it already by the person who resigned, okay, you have the output already. While the new person, when he or she is just joined the team, you may need to set up an extra task to train that person before they can just like work together with you. So that's why we need to have the project management to slice the work to be done. And actually, each project must have a person who is called as project manager or project leader. The project manager will manage all the tasks in the project. If there are some tasks that need to have like some extension, or if some tasks must be postponed, the project manager will have to just like discuss with the team and make a decision. And some project we may have the project coordinator. If the project is small, project manager and project coordinator can be the same person. But if the project is large, okay, if you ask me that, do we need to have the project manager only without project coordinator person? Project manager can work as project manager and project coordinator at the same time. That person, for example, Miss A, she is responsible for project management and project coordination. What is a project coordination or project coordinator do? The project coordinator is the person who just coordinate different people in the team in order to complete the task for the specific period of time. And at the same time, he or she will receive the feedback or request from the members of the team, just in case that there are like some problems or some issues about the project development. For example, if we say that, okay, our developers, we have 10 developers in our team who have to just like develop 10 different modules altogether. But unfortunately, while you allocate the work and assign the work already, developer number 10 is sick. He or she got like infected by coronavirus, let's say. So that means during the day that he or she has to be in the hospital, maybe 2 weeks, let's say, he or she cannot work for sure. Or he or she can work, but the time is very, very slow. Then the developer, the team of the developer, we may have like the developer head, or the development team leader may have to communicate with the project coordinator that what's the fact for the developer number 10, what should we do. Project coordinator may have to discuss with the project manager and the team and say that, okay, what should we do? Should we recruit another developer from our company, but from the pool or from another team to help fixing this problem? Or can we wait? Or we have to recruit the new developer, or we have to just like use the outsourcing in order to develop that part that Mr. A, who is the developer number 10, has to do to make the project to be on time, something like that This is the task that project coordinator has to do and then discuss with the team. So when you know that, okay, apart from the team members, we have like these people, project manager or project coordinator in the team, in order to make the project to become successful, to be completed on time within the budget, and deliver a quality product as well. So if you would like to build a house, is that a project or not? Can somebody tell me? If you would like to build a house, we have a plot of land. Your parents give that plot of land to you and you would like to build a house. Is building a house a project or not? Just use the definition that I told you before. Can you type your answer in the chat box, please? Is building a house a project or not? Hello, anybody with me here? Oh, okay, yeah, we get the answer already. Okay. Beer. Is beer here? Beer? Beer, are you here? I think he is not here today. I don't see his name yet. Yu Sheng. Yu Sheng.
Yes.
Yes. Did you answer yet? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you already answered. Can you tell me why do you think that building a house is a project?
I think like before you build a house, right? You need to prepare for materials and yeah.
So when we build anything, we need to have the material as well. But just having the material is the reason to be the project.
I think like you build a house, you have a like the beginning of the time and the ending of the time. Like it's in a time period. Yeah.
Okay, you have time period. What else?
And you need to like plan your budget to build a house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And finally, we deliver a quality house, right? That is That's why when it match with these like this kind of criteria or these kind of factors, this is a project. Okay, right. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. The next slide, I talk about like the overview of project management. You have to know that when we talk about project management and the and the role of the people in the project, apart from the team members or project member, uh, what does project manager do? Um, we have project manager or project leader, the same person normally. The task that project manager will have to do is to plan, to do the project planning, to do project scheduling. Project planning means that, okay, you have to list out all the resources that you have to use. You have to list out all the tasks that you have to do. You have to list out the budget that you need to have, the time that you need to use or to spend, and also who will be the member to do that project. Project scheduling is to assign the time period for each task that you plan in the previous task. After that, the project manager will have to monitor each task, whether the task is completed according to the time that we set up or not. If no, what's going on? Are we on schedule or we are behind the schedule? How do we gonna fix the problem? Then the project manager has to do the controlling task as well. If it is not on time, sometimes we have to just like discuss first what's going on. Sometimes the team members really have the problem. Then the project manager will have to let the team members to have the feedback, and then also for controlling, if there is some problem, project manager will have to use the skills in order to switch the task order to make the project still finish on time. And I mean, like in the worst case, if the task that cannot be completed with some problems cannot be switched or cannot reordered or cannot be extended, the project manager will have to decide to extend the time for the overall project. You have to know that in order to create or to do or to to run any project if the project is delayed, especially for the project that you have to work with the company or to work with the government, you'll be penalized for sure. You'll be fined for sure. Sometimes they charge you per day. Sometimes they just like charge you as percent from the payment that they have to pay for you. So you can see that, okay, that's why in the project, especially for the term project, for many subjects that you study in the college level, if you cannot submit the project on time, many of the projects the lecturer will say that, okay, it's too late, I don't accept your project. That is your penalized. That is the penalty. So that's why you have to know that, okay, in the reality, if you do the project and you cannot finish the project on time, you will be penalized as well. Okay, when you do and the last task of project manager is to do the project reporting. Project reporting here might be the report that you have to do the report for the owner of the project. For example, if this project belongs to a company, the project manager will have to report this project, the project status, and the project completion or the project failure to the executive of the company. For the information system here, we talk about the project management to be reported to the executive or to the management of the company. After that, let's talk about the project activities and planning step. If you have a look here, this is project planning here. This is what I'm talking about. For the project activities and planning step, okay, these are the tasks that you have to do. The first one, step number one that you have to do is called create a work breakdown structure. This step นะครับ the task is in planning step นะครับ is in planning step. Okay, I'll talk about the detail of work breakdown structure and other things next on นะครับ Next, step number two, identify task patterns นะครับ identify task pattern that means you have to list out the task and identify the time that you have to spend on that task and also the order of the task that you have to do นะครับ how do you gonna do the task. For example, task 1 followed by task 2 or task 1 and task 2 can be run in parallel or task 1 start for 1 week and then you can start task 2 นะครับ that is the task patterns and scheduling. After that, step number 3 นะครับ in the project activity is to calculate critical path. Critical path นะครับ is like the path that you use when you have to just like run the project to see that okay this one is critical, you cannot move, you cannot extend or whatever thing anymore. I'll talk about in detail when we reach the part of calculating the critical path นะครับ This one is in planning and scheduling. After that นะครับ we have to do the manage the operational project นะครับ to manage the operational project. To manage the operational project นะครับ are on monitoring and reporting because manage the operational project will make the project management นะครับ or project manager in order to monitor each task and each person in the team นะครับ in the project and prepare the reports. Now นะครับ we will begin with the work breakdown structure. For work breakdown structure นะครับ it means that when we have a large piece of task นะครับ a large piece of task like this, how do you gonna break it down? For example, you say that okay you slice them into many pieces of task. Each task will be responsible by specific person or specific team or sub team นะครับ so this one when you have to break down นะครับ the whole project to be the task to be the subtask like this นะครับ we will use the tools to help. The tools นะครับ that we have to use นะครับ the first tool that we have to use is called Gantt chart นะครับ Gantt chart. Gantt chart นะครับ is a chart that is developed by Gantt นะครับ Gantt is an engineer นะครับ in the America. He just like said that okay he would like to set up นะครับ a chart that could just like accommodate all the tasks inside and see the progress of each task at the same time. The chart that we plan can help in order to see the overall task นะครับ the specific period of each task, the spanning of the time นะครับ of each task and the whole task in the whole project นะครับ so the Gantt chart consists of the task group นะครับ. This kind of chart can present an overview of the project status but does not provide detailed information that is necessary when managing a complex project. But anyway, Gantt chart is the easy kind of chart that most of the project have to use. Okay, let me just have a look at it. Okay, so for the Gantt chart นะครับ actually it is easy and everyone can do it นะครับ so that's why I can tell you that okay some of the detailed information cannot be provided here because it's just the basic chart นะครับ so what should we do นะครับ for the Gantt chart let me just show you a bit นะครับ the easy way is that you may just like use a piece of paper and pencil to draw or you can use Excel นะครับ that is a tool that people นะครับ who don't want to buy the project management tools may use or you can use Excel นะครับ or someone who would like to who can afford they may use like Microsoft Project as a tools to prepare the chart that is Gantt chart ครับ let me just like show you a little bit นะครับ if I use Excel to do how can I do that for the easy Gantt chart นะครับ So if we use Excel to help, it looks like this. Okay. The first column, you may state that okay, it is the task. After that, you specify the start date, end date, responsible person. Okay. These are just like the heading of the Gantt chart. For example, in here, suppose, okay, firstly, the thing that we do is that we do the work breakdown structure first by just like splitting the task, splitting the whole project into the task. For example, suppose I say that task number 1, I just like debrief, get a debriefing from customer.